Hey, what's up guys? Joker here, and I hope you're all doing well on this fantastic weekend. Today we have got a quick story that I felt like I needed to get out for you guys over the weekend. I didn't want to wait until Monday for this, because it appears that we possibly have the first leaked images for an upcoming RTX 3000 series card, in particular a reference model NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080, and it has got a very interesting cooler design and aesthetic to it, which definitely took me off guard. You know, this could possibly just be an early engineering sample, and, you know, the card might end up looking just like the previous generation, as they could go through multiple variants and trying different things as they are testing these cards and getting them ready for launch, which we're assuming is going to be in the fall of 2020. Obviously, we don't have those details yet, but we're going to get a look at all of those images in just a moment. Did you just finish building a sweet gaming rig only to have this happen to you? Not to worry, because your CD Key has you covered with Windows 10 Pro licenses for under $18. And if you head over there right now, you could save 20% off with my code JPD20 at checkout. You'll receive your key within seconds, and then just click the start button and type activate to find the Windows activation screen, and all you gotta do then is paste your code in. For more info as well as that coupon code, be sure to check out the links down in the description below. So this was leaked over on chiphell.com, which is a Chinese forum and tech website. We usually see a lot of leaks when it concerns CPUs and GPUs pretty much showing up over on Chiphell first, and this is no different, and this is obviously now spreading around on all of the various different tech websites. I'm sourcing this from over on videocards.com, as they've got everything all compiled together here. So let's take a look at this first image now, which is obviously going to throw a lot of you off right now if this is the first time you are seeing this picture. First up, it is worth noting that this blue color here, that is not a part of the actual GPU. That is just a plastic sort of protective cover that you would peel off of the card, and it's probably just part of their engineering sample to sort of protect the aluminum that's going around the card and everything like that. So don't worry, the card is not going to actually be blue. If this was meant to be what the card actually looked like, I would say, okay, this has got to be fake, or maybe if it's like a card from like Colorful or something like that, another GPU manufacturer. But yeah, this plastic covering here just is basically something that would peel away, and then it would look like the typical aluminum shroud, as you could see here, what looks like part of the rear PCB of the RTX 3080, which we could see the naming on right there. So we know that is the exact model of graphics card that this is supposed to be. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt. You know, we've got this picture here, but it could have been faked. Someone could have made this thing in their garage for all we know. We just have these pictures really right now to go on, and we don't have any specs or anything like that. So we're just going based on what we have here. But the design of this thing is definitely interesting, and I wanted to get your guys' feedback on it down in the comments below, what you think of the way this card looks, if this is sort of the final design of what the reference model RTX cards could be. I mean, if it is, let's discuss, why would NVIDIA do this? Now, one of the things, mentioned on here is this interesting backplate here, where it looks like the PCB sort of has a V cutout, which is definitely peculiar, although it was mentioned that this has been done before on a reference model GTX 295 way back in the day. So it's not outside the realm of possibility that NVIDIA could have a cutout on the PCB in this particular style, if that's what they're going for. And, also we've got a lot of fins on this card right here, which is going to provide a lot of surface area for cooling. And then also we would have a fan directly over the GPU, which would be on this side of the card right here. And then this other fan shows up only through the back side of the card. So it's kind of odd. It's like we've got two fans on opposite sides of the card, but then one is sort of more towards the top and then the other one towards the bottom, with the fans blowing in opposite directions. I'm assuming there would be an intake as well as an outtake on the fan that's over the GPU, as we'll take a look at here in just a moment. But coming down, we get another look here of the front side of the card. Again, this would be how you would look at the card from front on. We've got a fan over here, which would be over the GPU, and then basically a radiator or fins on the opposite side with a fan beneath that. And then we could see where the PCB would basically be outlined right here in this picture. And this is a rendering. I believe someone just did this on the Chiphell forums. I don't believe this was actually part of the leak or anything like that. This is just basically to give you a better sort of like 3D look at what the card would actually look like, because we didn't actually get an image of the power connectors, although they don't appear to be in the traditional location, so they could possibly be on the side of the card like shown here in this rendering. But you can get a look at this interesting layout of how the fans would be. We've got the V cut out here for the PCB, and then the GPU would be directly under a fan, which could potentially help with better cooling of that GPU. And then I would assume, and again, I'm just assuming here, with the fan layout, it would seem that this fan right here would sort of be an intake pulling in cool air from the chassis and then bringing that down the chamber of the card, and then having this fan exhaust the hot air away from the GPU. So that's just kind of my guess. Like, I mean, it could be a mistake, mistake on my part, but I would definitely be curious to hear your guys' feedback on this down below. What do you think? What do you think about this fan layout and how exactly, you know, that would kind of all work and everything? Again, keep in mind this rendering right here was just something done by, I believe, a forum user or something like that to give us a better, you know, sort of a 3D depth of what the card would actually look like, you know, if we kind of took this thing apart. But definitely an interesting look, definitely a bit of a big leap away from what we saw on the previous generation RTX touring cards with Ampere here. So yeah, I wanted to share this with you guys in case you missed it. I'll have the source linked down in the description below for you to guys go through these images if you want. And if you find anything, you know, looking at these images that, you know, myself or other people have not caught so far, leave it down in the comments below. I would love to hear your guys' opinions, thoughts, and feedback on this. If you're like an engineering person or anything like that, and you maybe have a little bit more of an advanced take on what we're looking at here in these images. And again, you know, this could be fake. This could just be an early engineering sample. The cards may not end up looking like this at all, but if they do, what do you think of the design on the reference model card? Personally, I'm still waiting for, I want a 3080 Ti. But I'm assuming they would look exactly the same. And if these are true, I guess we have confirmation that it is going to be a 3000 series rather than a 2100 series, which was, you know, always a possibility. But that is all I've got for you guys here for this Saturday edition of the Tech News. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and enjoy the rest of my weekend and finish up this video so that I could put my air conditioning back on, because it's almost 90 degrees here today in New Jersey. But I'm going to go now, and I look forward to your guys' opinions and everything down in the comments below. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it or learned anything new, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video.